Yo, Pierre, you want to come out here?
Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Fitz back to me with yet another video. Today I'm coming at you guys with the best small forward build in the game. I know a lot of y'all want this video. I'm gonna be going into detail on how to make it. I'm also gonna show a better version of how to make it, because when it comes to these positions, it's not gonna always be the best way to make it in terms of how to make the build actually, but in terms of making the build at small forward, I'm gonna give you guys the best small forward build and the best way to make it at small forward build, where you're gonna get 62 badge upgrades. And then I'm gonna show you another way, which I think is more balanced. I'm gonna give you guys the best takeover, the best badge setups and everything for that build. So yeah, man, y'all know how these build videos work. So yeah, man, without further ado, let's hop straight into it.
I got digital dash, came right with a I walk in the store and I buy the stock. I hide in the bins and pull off the lot. Got Tiffany diamond, it cost me a lot. They flying like birds, but drop on this hot. 400 degrees, I burned up the block. Burn out, make one call, they turn out. CC the gang, get the word out. When the shit getting hot, you the first out. Cover my wrist with a watch and I flood it with rocks. Now I look at the time all day. Be high, right through your block and I drop off the top. And I know you can see my face. You my dog at the end, don't care what the bitches say.
Alright, before we go too far into this video, I want to make sure to go over this. Now, we were at 4.2%, we're all the way up to 9.7%. But still, 90% of y'all that are watching my videos aren't even subscribed. I know y'all mess with the videos. We finna be going so crazy, so you might as well hit that sub button. It's that simple. Alright, so hopping straight into it, this is going to be the best small forward build. So you're obviously going to go with the small forward position. Then next is going to be the skill breakdown pie chart. This is where you're going to be getting your Hall of Fame badges and your max caps. And we're going to be going with the playmaking and finishing pie chart. Alright, next is going to be the physical pie chart. So this is going to be whatever pie chart you really want to go with. But the most important pie chart here is the speed pie chart. So ask what I would go with. So yeah. Alright, next is the attributes. So for the attributes, you're gonna get 15, 12, 30, and 5. Now you're probably like, you get 30 on a build that gets 2 different sets of Hall of Fame badges. Yes. Now the reason I'm gonna show you guys another way is because you don't get nearly as many finishing as you get playmaking, but it's only gonna be 4 more finishing and like 7 less playmaking, but you're gonna have more defensive and stuff like that. So it's gonna be a little bit more well-rounded. But for this build, you're gonna go with a max close shot, a max driving layup, a max driving dunk to get 15 finishing badges. Then you're gonna pretty much max out everything on shooting, but the mid-range is gonna be at a 71. Then for the playmaking, everything is pretty much gonna be maxed out, but the post moves is gonna be at an 82. Then for the defensive rebounding, you're gonna have a perimeter defense, lateral quickness, steal, all being maxed out. Then you got a defensive rebound to a 68. Alright, next is the body type and height. So for the body type, you can go with whatever body type you want to go with. I would go with as skinny as possible, because this is a build that can really dribble really well. You don't want your dribbling to be very clunky with a thicker body type. So I would go slight or compact. Compact is a little bit more muscular. So that's why I went with compact. And then when it comes to the height, I went 6'5". When you kind of making this build, you want to be 6'5", because if you go to 6'6", you're literally not gonna be able to shoot. And if you go any shorter than that, it's gonna be a little too short. And that small forward, I'm pretty sure 6'5" is the shortest position, or not position, but shortest height you can even go. So yeah, 6'5" either way is the best height for this build. Alright, next is the weight. So for the weight, you're pretty much gonna go pretty much all the way down to the bottom, but then you're gonna go up a little bit until like you see the speed and acceleration start to move. You want the speed and acceleration to stay at 94 and 93, but you want that strength and interior defense to go down as little as possible. So yeah, that's pretty much the reasoning for the weight. Alright, next is going to be the wingspan. So for the wingspan, you pretty much want to go max, but you want to go not all the way max. You want to make sure that you can have a 66 3-pointer, so that at 99, you can actually have that ability to actually have a 70 3-pointer, which is big, because you're going to be able to reach a certain tier. That's going to help you be able to shoot on this build consistently. Now, when it comes to everything else, you're going to be able to have all the contact dunks off rip. Your defense is going to be really good. You're going to be able to speed boost off rip. You're going to be able to momentum off rip, all that type of stuff. But the only thing that's pretty much a hit off rip is your shooting. Now, some people are actually able to shoot with this 3-pointer in this game. I don't advise people to think that you're going to be able to shoot with a 66 off rip. Now, the mid-range is doable, but the 66 3-pointer is a little bit iffy. That's all I'm going to say. And then when it comes to the takeovers, you got slasher, playmaker, or shot creator. Slasher, That's going to be pretty much just making your build very overpowered. Shot creator is if you take a lot of mid-ranges, you're going to be taking a lot of mid-ranges, go with Shot Creator Takeover. I would go with Playmaker Takeover because that's going to be taking people ankles, and you're already going to be able to get contact dunks, and you're already going to be able to hit a lot of mid-ranges if you want to do that. So I would go with Playmaker Takeover, and the build comes out as a slashing Playmaker, shades of Latrell, Speed Rail, DeMar DeRozan, and Kawhi Leonard. We actually got Kawhi Leonard. That's kind of hard. But yeah, man, this is going to be the slasher build for the power, not the power forward, but for the small forward position. Let's go ahead and hop into the best version of this build. All right, so hopping into the best version of this build, you're going to actually make it at the point guard position. Now, the way I made my version, if you've seen the video where I go over my builds, I actually made it at the shooting guard. But now if I made it, it would be at the point guard position. All right, next is going to be the pie chart. For the pie chart, you're going to go with it's going to be pretty much all the same. You're going to go with playmaking and finishing. And for the physicals, just like on the small four, you're going to go with the speed pie chart. And next, this is going to be the biggest difference for this one at the point guard. You're going to actually end up with 20 finishing, which is 5 more, 10 shooting, which is 2 less, 23 playmaking, which is actually 7 less, and 6 defensive rebound, which is actually 1 more. So, as you can see, what I said is more balanced. You're actually just going to have a lot more finishing, lower playmaking, a little bit more or less shooting, and 1 more defensive. So to be able to get to 20, you're gonna have to have max close shot, max driving layup, max driving dunk, and then it's 46 standing dunk. Shooting, mid-range, 3-point, free throw, all max. Post fade is a 54. Playmaking, pass accuracy, ball handle, max. Post move is a 44. Defensive rebound, perimeter defense, lateral quickness, steal, defensive rebound, pretty much all being max. That's how you're going to get your 6. All right, next is the body type and height. So for the body type, that's really much up to you. But when it comes to the height, the best height for this build, like I just mentioned earlier, is 6'5". Now, you might be realizing by now that pretty much everything on this build is going to be the same except for the attributes. But the weight is pretty much going to be the same at 178 pounds, which is pretty much just going to be making us have the max speed and max acceleration possible while also losing as little bit as possible on interior defense and strength. All right, next is the wingspan. So this is going to kind of be interesting. So if you want to be able to reach higher thresholds, you can go down in wingspan. But the wingspan I would go is 84.2 because you're going to have that 66 three-pointer to be able to hit that 73-pointer at 99. You're going to have all the contact dunks off rip. You're going to be the momentum off rip. You're going to be the speed boost at the highest tier off rip. And yeah, man, that just makes the build a lot better. And then if you look at everything else besides the three-pointer at 99, you're going to be having a way, way better build. So yeah, go ahead and go with 84.2-inch wingspan. And then for the takeover, just like we chose earlier, we chose Playmaker Takeover because that's just the best takeover to go with. And then the build comes out as a slashing Playmaker, similar to shades of Jamal Murray, John Morant, and Penny Hardaway. I see John Morant, I see Penny Hardaway, I don't really see Jamal Murray. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the best bad setups for the finishing, playmaking, shooting, and defensive. All right, so hopping into the best finishing bad setup for this build. So you got contact finishers, so you can be able to get the most contact dunks possible. Giant slitter to pretty much cancel out the contest possible and get blocked as little bit as possible. Relentless finisher is going to help you pretty much make anything when it comes to finishing, especially when fatigued. Slithery finisher is going to get you the best animations possible, make you dunk a lot more frequently, and it's the best finishing badge. So that's pretty much going to be the first badge you put on besides contact finisher. Then Showtime is probably one of the most overpowered badges in the game. What it does is pretty much what Heart Crusher does, but it's the opposite. Anytime you do a contact dunk, a flashy dunk, any type of lob dunk, it doesn't really matter. You're going to be boosting your team's takeover meters after completing a highlight play. So that's pretty much going to be making a big boost. And if you have it higher, which we have it on Hall of Fame, it's going to be pretty much going to be getting them auto takeover every single time you do a dunk. So yeah, this is the best finishing badge setup for this build. All right, next we got the best shooting badge setup. So for the bronze badge, you can go hot start, clutch shooter, corner specialist, or even catch and shoot. I went hot start so that off rip I have a good start to the game, but as soon as you miss, it does nothing. You can go clutch shooter and have a good ending to a game. You can go catch and shoot so you can be able to shoot the best possible in catch and shoot situations, but it's only going to be bronze. And corner specialist, same thing, but it's going to be for the corner. But then we got hot zone hunters to be able to shoot at the highest rate possible in our hot zones, and that's also going to be making us have a bigger green window. Range extender is going to be extending our range, which is very important on a build like this, so that when we actually hit that 73-point threshold, it's going to be a lot easier to shoot threes, and that's going to be making it have a bigger green window on those threes. Because the biggest deal when it comes to these tiers is like the green window is so small, and range extender on gold is going to make that a lot bigger. And it's not gonna be the easiest, but it's still gonna be a lot easier with gold range extender. Then we got gold green machines, so when we are getting greens, we can keep getting greens and keep getting greens. So if you don't know what that does, after every green, your make percentage goes up, and the higher your make percentage is, the bigger your green window is. So yeah, that's going to be the best shooting badge setup for this build. All right, next for the playmaking badge setup, you can argue with a lot of badges for the gold. You can go stop and go, bail out. You know what I'm saying? You can go with a lot of different badges, but I went dimer because this is a slasher build and you want your teammates to be able to shoot so that you're not getting doubled in the paint, because if you go 1-on-1 in the paint, it's auto points on this build. So whatever you can do to help your teammates shoot at the highest rate, that's what I'm gonna put on. So that's also why I put on floor general, to be able to get them people +4 to all their offensive stats. But that's not only gonna be doing that. That can help them reach tiers for shooting. That can help them reach the ability to reach thresholds for like the momentum. Maybe they want to reach a threshold for like speed with ball. Maybe they want to reach a threshold for driving dunk. I don't know. Then you got ankle breaker. That's the best badge in this game to take ankles, and ankles are easy as hell to take right now. And then we got unpluckable, so that you don't get ripped as much as possible. Now you can get ripped on bump steals no matter what. Handless for days is going to cancel out the stamina issue in this game. That's a pretty big deal of a badge. And then we got quick first step to be the fastest possible when it comes to speed boost. So that's going to be pretty much putting, even if you're at the highest tier, it's going to make your speed boost even faster. And that's going to help you get open for threes, dunks, no matter what you're trying to do in this game. That's going to help you do whatever that is. But yeah, that's going to be the best playmaking badge setup for this build. All right, next is the best defensive badge setup for this build. So we got gold clamp, silver interceptor, bronze intimidator. So bronze intimidator, I wouldn't advise anyone going past bronze, but I would advise to use it because you want something to help your shot contest. But the perimeter shot contest is so inconsistent that I wouldn't go past bronze. Silver interceptor is gonna have you in them lanes, getting as many passing lane steals as possible. And then clamps, you want to put that to gold, because if you put it to silver or bronze, it's gonna be a badge that helps you play defense. But when it comes to pretty much limiting blow bys, it's not gonna do nearly what it would do at gold. So that's why I use it at gold. And it's also gonna help you play the best on ball defense in any situation. Screens, ISO, full court, half court, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, man, this is gonna be the best defensive badge setup for this build. But yeah, man, that's gonna be pretty much the best small fort build in the game. I also showed the better version of it all in this one video. So yeah, man, for that alone, go ahead, please do leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. We got more videos coming out every single day. Turn on post notifications to be the first to every single one of my videos. Share this video to anybody you think this will help. I don't know if you guys are hyped for next gen after the news we got yesterday, but I'm extremely hyped. But yeah, man, like I said, leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications to be the first to every single one of my videos. Share this video to anybody you think this will help. But yeah, man, it's your boy Fitz, man. And I'm out the big man.
Head in the clouds, walk through the city, they taking you out. Bitches be talking, they running their mouth. A bag in the back and a stick in the couch. You know what it's about. Had to cope with all the pain, so I'm about to die. Man, they say he going too fast.